Okay, it's now time for something slightly different, and that slightly different thing is Phoenix RC in black and white and a reflection making it hard to see. Now, for those of you that don't know, Phoenix RC is a remote control helicopter simulator. Arguably, according to the experts, one of the best. In fact, on the back of the box it says over 100 beautifully modelled and realistic aircraft, including auto gyros, detailed professional aircraft customization, developed and tested, approved by champions of RC flight, advanced training modes, and, well, just a whole bunch of other things. And I've been around on the internet, looked at the forums, and it seems that basically, if you're into remote control helicopters and aeroplanes, then Phoenix RC and Real Flight 7 are the choice. Unfortunately, these remote control helicopter and aeroplane games cost an absolute fortune. Phoenix RC, however, seem to be the cheapest. It comes with free upgrades, but it's still going to set you back between £50 and £150, which is an absolute boatload of money for what is quite a niche simulator. That's probably why it costs a lot. But with this version of Phoenix, you get a Spectrum DX5E radio controller, I guess they call them, a radio, the actual real-world remote controller that you can actually use on a real-world helicopter, aeroplane, or car. It's a 5-channel remote control. As you can tell, I'm not that much of an expert on the whole RC scene, but what better way to get involved than to jump in with a simulator where it doesn't cost £300 every time you crash. So without further ado, I've got it loaded up. I had to download and install the updates, which are all free. You can just download them off the Phoenix website, and let's go. Now, let's find a helicopter. Let's try the JR Vibe 50. That's where it's at, folks. Yes. Throttle up. This is an RC helicopter. Oh, we're airborne and we're bouncing off the ground and we're dead. That's it. £500 gone. Actually, I think this helicopter's a bit of a cheaper one. That was probably about, I guess, 50 quid to replace the blades. Let's throttle up gently. There we go. We're airborne. Seems to be lurching to the side. I don't know if there's a way to improve that. Oh, we're floating. Let's just mosey on over here. Feel like this is high pressure. Just going to fly around nice and easy. Oh, going a bit faster than I really want to. Oh no! Oh, bugger me. That's another 150 quid. So the point of getting an RC simulator, as you can see, is to save a lot of money. Now this does have. Let's look at some of the models. Change model. Pretty much. Oh, well, I don't know. I assume that it's got pretty much the major model. I've heard the Align T-Rex 600, 500, 450 and 250 series of helicopters are fairly popular. It's got nitro, electric helicopters, it's got Airwolf. Okay, we're loading that. It's got all the helicopters you probably need if you're an absolute noob. Can I do landing gear? Oh, it's even got landing gear that work. Amazing. Oh, this is a bit easier to fly. It seems to... This seems like a sort of newbie helicopter. Oh, look at that. You can pretend you're the guy that flies Airwolf. Forgot his name. Need to watch more 80s TV. Oh, this is nice and easy. It flies like a flies more like an aeroplane. I tell you why it's easy. Oh God, the tail follows the helicopter around, so I can be an absolute noob and not worry too much about controlling where the tail is. Which I assume once you get practiced, you know, that'll be just... Once you don't have to think about it, it'll be nice and easy. But it looks really realistic, though. They've used some kind of crazy panoramic photograph to do the environment. So it's a 2D environment, but then your 3D helicopter flies around in it, and it looks really good. Now, I'm not a massive fan of RC things in particular, but I do love simulators. And I love helicopters, but I'm completely clueless about them. This is cool. And no doubt, if you were going to spend the money on an RC helicopter, you would want to get a simulator before you risk all your money. Let's try and do a landing. Put landing gear down. Throttle down a little bit. Whoa, oh, no. There's the ground. Okay. Landing gear. Where's the landing gear button? No. There we go. Landing gear down. We need to slow down a little bit. Come on. Oh. Backwards, forwards. No. Wrong way. I don't want to land in the private plane. Oh, there we go, there we go. Nice and stable. Come here. No, not that far. There we go, perfect landing. Probably would have broken the wheels off in real life. Let's mosey it on a bit closer. Look at that. I meant to do that. Absolutely perfect. Now let's try an aeroplane. But yeah, there's different environments. Let's have a quick look through them. Flying sites. Here we go. There's a whole bunch you can download. You can make your own by presumably just doing a 360-degree photograph and then implement it in their system. You could even make your own vehicles in this actually as well. I've not downloaded any of the custom ones, but they've got a really nice interface on this, allowing you to download them nice and quick. Let's fly. Where can we get Arctic Tundra? Oh, it does have 3D environments as well, which allow you to then fly inside the vehicle. Well, let's go into it. Let's go for it. The 3D environments let you fly from a sort of first-person view and you know, fly different views. Whereas in the photographic landscapes, you can only fly from, or you can only see things from one angle. Which in some ways is more, you know, obviously if you were doing this in real life, unless you had one of the glasses and a camera, you would only be seeing things from one angle. So, well, let's see what the 3D environment's like. Takes a little bit of time to load. There we go. Oh, we're back with Airwolf. Let's try a plane actually. Let's go for performance. Okay. Well, it looks nice. It looks a bit like a Red Bull type stunt plane. Okay, where go? It doesn't have landing. Whoa, there's a mountain right in front of the runway. That's bad design. Okay, so I'm flying this from the ground view as if I was an RC helicopter pilot. But let's see if I can. Okay, let's see if there's a view, camera, cockpit. There we go. Woo. So now, because it's a 3D environment, I can actually fly as if it was a normal flight sim. I'm not sure why you'd want to. I guess, like I say, you could emulate the first-person view video modes that you get on those when you set up a wireless camera, which is getting more popular. But I think in America, the government's trying to make it illegal because you're not allowed to have fun anymore, and it could be used by terrorists. But as you can see, you do have the full 3D environment that you can fly around in, do what you want in, and change view. But personally, I think for me, you know, you're playing this as a remote control simulator. If you wanted to fly in the cockpit, you'd be better off with something like X-Plane or Flight Sim. This is more suited to pure RC flying. Let's go to the Copenhagen Quay. That's where it's at. Oh dear, not a runway. Okay, not a suitable place to be flying a remote control helicopter. Well, it is. It's pretty awesome, but I think you'd probably get arrested quite fast. The water's nice. It's got a nice little shader on it. It's reflecting the plane, and there's some stuff to fly into. Try and avoid it. Oh, okay, well, we just reenacted a terrorist plot to fly a remote control plane into a building. By accident. Let's go back to, let's see what other stuff there is in this. There's full multiplayer. You can join in online lobbies with people, and people are just flying around. And there's a full training mode where you can learn to do various aspects of flight and isolate different parts of the controls, which is nice. Let's go back to the helicopters. as you can see from this, I'm not exactly experienced at flying remote control vehicles. People that do that sort of thing regularly are probably face palming as to why this person is making this video. Let's go for an electric. Let's go full on 550E. Fantastic. I think the helicopters, although tricky at first, there's so much you can do with them and so much control that they're just going to get more and more rewarding. I can imagine, obviously flying these in real life is probably going to be a lot different to the simulator, but I can imagine it can get really rewarding. And I've seen YouTube videos of people flying these things absolutely crazily. You can fly them upside down because they're collective pitch, which means the motor keeps rotating, but the blades change their angle, and presumably because these are so light compared to a real helicopter, it doesn't really matter as far as the helicopter's concerned if it's flying right way up or not. Let's try and go upside down and see what happens. There we go. I feel like a pro. For some reason, I can't. Okay, it kind of inverts the controls. It's quite confusing, but you well, it doesn't invert the controls. It's hard to explain. The throttle, the pitch is different to the actual. Oh, here we go. This is a stunt. the pitch is different to the throttle, so you need to sort of somehow control the throttle. I don't know if you need a 6-channel controller. This is only 5-channel controller to be able to do more advanced throttle control, or maybe you don't even need to do that. But that's the point of getting one of these simulators, is you can go through everything, see if it's exciting or not, see if it works for you without spending an absolute fortune on remote control helicopters. I'm sure I'm going to hit one of these pylons anytime soon. Let's try and land this. Oh, it's really hard to... come on, over here a little bit. Now this game does have weather effects in it as well, so you can... No, my head! I just killed myself. That's probably another advantage of the simulator. If you fly the helicopter into your face, you don't end up with a lacerated nose. Yes, there's weather effects in this, so you can change... Let's see. Flying sight, weather. You can set wind speed, handling, randomness, gust frequency, thermal strength. Oh, I guess it supports gliders as well then. On some, if you had like a virtual cliff scene, presumably it simulates those aspects of thermals, turbulence. It's got everything really. Let's go for a gusty day with a helicopter in a place you shouldn't be flying it. The sound effect for the wind sounds like a man blowing in my ear, making a fake wind noise, but we'll put that to one side. Well, it doesn't seem... It's moving around. The helicopter is moving around as if it's gusty, but I'd have thought it'd jiggle around a little bit more responsively rather than so smooth and gloopy. Maybe if you tweak the wind settings yourself, it would actually... You've got the option to do stronger micro gusts, if that makes sense. So maybe that doesn't happen in real life. I don't know, and I'm probably not going to find out because I'm not going to risk a couple of £100 on a remote control helicopter to then crash it into the ground. Okay, well that's a bit harder to fly when that happens. Let's try and land it in the wind. Coming in. Lampposts, alright. And there we go, perfect landing. Professional. Yeah, well that's Phoenix Flight, or an introduction to it. I'll do another video on it. It'd be interesting if people drop comments if they want to know anything that's in it, aspects of the game. I'm going to do a little bit more practice with it and get used to actually flying, because it's something I'm absolutely useless at the moment, and I think it's going to take a little bit of time. Let's try this. It's going to take a little bit of time. Okay, that's getting blown. A little bit of time. Whoa! A little bit of time to get semi-decent with this and learn the controls. This plane is so twitchy. Let's try and hover it a bit. Used to be able to do this in IL2 Stromovic. With the not properly. Well, it would stall eventually. I think with remote control planes you can get them to just float. Oh. It really is difficult if you're used to using gamepads. It's really difficult using the RC controller because the sticks have a massive range of movement. Let's turn the gusting wind off. Okay, first we're going to try and... Right, there we die there. Change the wind. Environment, where are we? Flying sight. The interface on this is actually really nice, really simple, really clear. You'd expect for something so niche to be a bit more... to not be as nicely polished as this, but it's all... I guess it costs a lot of money, so you get what you pay for. Oh, there we go. That's a lot easier when you turn the wind off. Hover! That's really tricky with this plane to get it to hover in one spot on its tail. But I'm sure with practice it's not that hard. But that's pretty much Phoenix Flight for now. Whee! Oh, for now that's an introduction to Phoenix RC Flight Professional Remote Control Flight Simulator version 5.0. I'm going to play around with it a little bit more, get a bit handy with it, drink some more cups of tea, and then do a proper video on it. But there you go. Thanks for watching this introduction. Leave a comment in what you'd like to see on this video if you have any interesting ideas, if you're thinking of getting RC helicopters or simulator, or if you've got one yourself. And can tell me what I should look for, things I should do. That'd be fantastic. Thanks for watching this, and goodbye.